take a little longer, why don't you?
Who put the ball in the Arsenal's net? Who put the ball in the Arsenal's net? Who put the ball in the Arsenal's net? Half our fucking team did.
Is there a fire drill? Is there a fire drill?
Okay,
Hi, guys.
and
we're
we'll
back.
digress.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So it was a fun week.
Garrett, did you have a good week?
You know what? You know what I did do
What?
is I scored as many goals as Arsenal have all season.
Yeah.
0.
Wow.
Yeah,
You
but
got
other than
that
that-
plan ready to say too.
But I mean, besides making fun of Arsenal, did you have a good weekend?
I had a fantastic.
I had a
weekend.
phenomenal past week. Dan,
Dan, how's your weekend?
Your week?
Moving on. So welcome back, guys.
Yeah, welcome back to Premier League
Still want to kill myself.
Dan's not happy.
Not much has changed.
Yeah. Dan went away from the Arsenal jersey. U.S.A.
I didn't wear it last week either. I don't think I
I'm
wore it
saying,
after
yeah,
the
you
first
moved
week.
away from
Yeah,
it.
so I don't think
Yeah.
Dan's
They should
worn it
support
since,
America.
since the preview show.
Oh, Lord.
Would you blame me?
All right, and we're just going to dive right into the games that we had this last weekend.
Match week 3, ladies and gentlemen. And let's start off. We just go for it?
Yeah,
the
let's
first
just,
game. Yeah, we got to.
You gotta
Yeah,
start
let's just start off.
Good, Garrett. I don't want to talk.
I mean, I'd love to talk. Anyone want to talk?
I know you like to talk. Go ahead.
Yes.
I'm on par with Garrett. I have scored as many goals in the Premier League this year as Arsenal's entire team.
So is Dan, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
So is everyone listening, unless you're in the Premier League and have scored a goal,
So in case you don't know what we're
which I
talking
highly doubt.
in case you don't know what we're talking about, which you probably should, Man City decided to absolutely beat the shit out of Arsenal. 5-0.
It was a fun game to watch. It really was.
Phenomenal.
It was just horribly matched from the start for Arsenal. They were
They
down.
played Arsenal with a better team off the bat first 7 minutes, and then it just went downhill.
I would agree.
Okay, we'll give them that.
I
We'll
would
give
So
them
don't
first
say we're off the
7.
bat.
I would agree.
But go on.
We'll give them the first 7.
Yeah.
And then the next 90, 85 plus play extra time. So they go down.
Yeah,
They're
no shit, they were
2-0.
down. Yeah.
2-0 by 12 minutes in.
Yep.
Which I'm assuming as an Arsenal fan, you're thinking, oh, fuck. This is not
I
going
went
to be a
back to
fun day.
sleep.
Well, let's be honest, dude. That first fucking goal, what the fuck was Leno doing?
I mean,
He got caught in no man's land.
got
You either
caught,
gotta go or
yeah.
you gotta stay.
I mean, he got caught in a bad
He
spot.
fucked himself.
It happens.
He's not good.
Defender should have cleared it.
That too.
Chambers should. How do you jump for the ball and miss it? How do you let? Oh my god.
That's literally the second time in 3 games an Arsenal defender has whiffed the fucking header and it resulted in a goal.
It's
That happened
just-
in the Brentford game,
It's
right?
just dumb. It's dumb fucking mistakes they make. That it's 1 or 2, and it happens 8 minutes in, and that sets the whole tone for the rest of the game.
Yep.
That's how they get scored on. Is they just make dumb mistakes out the back. Granted, we are playing with a JV, B squad lineup, C squad maybe.
No, my
lineup.
JV team won today. At least they can win.
So all right, let's go. Who you're missing real quick. You're not
Gabriel, who was a solid for us last year.
Gabriel White.
White, who's out. They-
Pepe is sick in this game.
Pepe, Party, who's he's gonna step in. I think he had a bad year last year, but he should have a better year this year.
Yeah.
Lacazette.
Lacazette was on the bench, I
Bench.
think.
Yeah.
He got subbed
Oh,
out.
I thought we were just going with starters.
No, but, so I mean, you're not your full squad. Let's say.
Yeah, I mean that's not our main back line, and then we just brought in a right back too. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Well, the transfer section later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, you're gonna say something. Okay, so I'm not gonna go through all the goals. I mean, there's no reason to. We've talked to Dan about it enough. He's done with enough punishment.
but just to add
The
insult.
second, okay, sorry, good.
What are you gonna say?
I want to talk about the second goal too because that was 3 players who made an error in that one.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
mean,
pretty bad.
It was Cedric who lunged for the ball and missed, and then I forget who was behind him, doesn't get a foot on it, missed, and then I think it's Chambers or Holding
They
that
kind of
just
deflected off him in a way.
didn't get to it, just didn't
Yeah.
even attempt, and then
Dude,
Torres just runs in,
Who,
taps it
it
in.
deflected off someone, right? On Arsenal, I thought. And it just kind of bounced its way to.
I think it was Cedric leaned in for it and
Yeah.
just got nothing on it.
Oh, I thought someone got a piece of it.
I mean, the one thing I've taken away from some of these games. I mean, this one's a little bit of a weird situation, but Ferran Torres, if he actually got, he started maybe let's say 33, 34 games, could probably compete for a golden boot in this team. I mean, he might not be the flashiest or that, but he knows how to finish and he gets in great positions. I mean, he does what a forward's supposed to do, and he does it well. He scored 2 this game. He scored last week, I think. So, I mean, he's a good player that's kind of hidden within the insanity that is the lineup of Man City.
Yeah.
My favorite. Can we just do my favorite stat of this whole? Is it's 80.4% possession for City, 19.6 for Arsenal.
Well, a big reason for
yeah,
that
big
is,
reason for that is
Let's talk about why.
insult to injury after they're already 2-0 down. Granit Xhaka decides to go studs up.
It's nothing new. He's been doing the same shit for 5 years.
I should have just replayed the video of last year when Dan's freaking out.
I was just about to say.
It's not even worth freaking out about it. It's the same shit every year.
I was just about to
We just
say.
gave him a new long-term contract.
Just about to say, I was going through our old TikToks at League Pints on social media and TikTok too.
Go out.
So I was going through them, and I saw the one of Dan saying he's so fucking stupid. He grabs the Burnley player by the neck, and then he goes, "Whoa, me!" I was just watching that TikTok literally like 3 days ago. I was like, "Huh, deja vu, huh?"
It's just a pointless challenge, dude. Like, why? There's no reason to go in 2 studs up, and there's not much contact, but it's a clear and obvious foul.
Right,
Like,
it's dumb.
Reckless, dumb decision from someone who has a reputation of going into challenges bad. So I think that plays a role in it as well. But you should be a leader on this team. You were a captain at one point. You know what happened with the fans, so don't need to talk about that. But you should be an inexperienced team. Should be a leader, and he's not setting the tone for that.
Nope.
His performances on the field.
Not a little bit.
And we just penned him with a new contract. So
Love to see it. One more
after
thing,
that,
I was happy to
goddamn
see.
bloodbath.
I mean, it's goal, but I was happy to see that Rodgers scored at the end.
that was a nice goal too.
That was a very nice
Yep.
finish, beautiful, like little,
Yeah.
little like low curler, like very calm, composed, good finish.
Yeah.
We can move on. Sorry, Dan, we don't have to bask in that one.
Well, I'm just gonna say he's got to get a result against Norwich, otherwise.
Oh, yeah.
he's
Arteta's
gone,
out.
right?
Arteta's. I mean,
Yeah, he's got to be out.
is there?
But the good thing is, it's after the international break. We should be getting players back, and hopefully they can find their footing. Because then they have Norwich and Burnley. So hopefully that's 2 winnable games. They need to get something going.
Now, let's be honest. Is a loss against Norwich? Is that it? Do we think that's it? Like,
I think it should be. I don't know if they'll do it.
If it's not, then what the fuck are they doing?
I don't know if they'll do it just because he's only had like 1 real transfer window. I know he had the winter last time to kind of get his team together, but it's taking way too long.
Honestly, I don't think it matters at this point. If you're 0-3, you haven't scored yet, and you go play Norwich, a team that just came up and aren't getting results, there's no shot in hell he's still there after that game if they don't get a result.
Just to argue for him a little bit. I mean, it's not like they played 3 crap teams that lost. I mean, they lost to Brentford. That was But then they played Chelsea and City back to back. I mean, not a lot of teams are winning those games regardless this year.
Yeah, they also were terrible in the beginning of the year last year. They were one of the better informed teams, I'd say, the second half of the year last year. So he showed promise then, but there was just a span where we sucked. We couldn't get a win, tied everything. Just could not get a win.
And it's tough, too, because everyone that he's brought in, with the exception of Odegaard, pretty much doesn't play in this game. There's no Party, there's no Gabriel, there's no White, there's no...
Yeah.
I mean, those are all the new transfers that you thought was supposed to solidify this team this year, and none of them are there.
That's why I'm saying Norwich should be a real telling sign, I think, for him and the team to come.
I'm like, just the last thing. I know we made fun of this before with, us scoring more goals and everything. And I know you said they played City, they played Chelsea, they played quality teams. But the stat that is just sticking with me is the fact that I haven't scored in 3 games. I feel like that's...
Yeah.
And so that's to me, that's why I feel like if you don't get the result against Norwich, I think you got to go. But
Well, what do you think?
Well,
let us know.
Let us know.
Yeah.
do we get a red card in the Chelsea game too?
Yeah.
Yeah, who was that?
Wait, did you guys get a red card?
Yeah.
I thought you meant the Chelsea game this week.
I don't know if you got a red card in the Chelsea game.
Did we not?
Want to find out?
Probably not.
I'll find out.
We might not. I may have just used to have red cards on the
No,
team.
just assumed.
No, we're gonna wait. So,
Dan was just watching his team.
somebody
going,
play the.
I don't think we did because I don't know who else.
Can
would
somebody
have
play the
gotten it.
Jeopardy theme, please?
No.
Can you please move your phone away from the microphone just a little bit, sir? We're getting some feedback.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
I didn't think
You
you
guys
did.
just
Okay.
sucked.
I couldn't remember, but
But so Norwich, that'll be the deciding factor. Maybe we'll find out.
we'll see.
We can move on now.
Yeah. Let's move on to Villa and Brentford. Brentford picking up points in the Premier League, huh?
Yeah, I mean we don't have to go too much into
Holding
this.
their own.
But Tony scores. I think it's his first of the season.
I think it's his first. Yeah.
First of the season, and then I don't know if we talked about this in person or on the podcast last week. How we thought Buendia would do a little bit more, and then he scores.
It's the Premier League and Pints curse.
Opposite curse.
We say something's gonna happen, and then we're just dead wrong. The other thing happens.
One good thing for Villa, this game ends 1-1, is that Watkins comes back with like 8 minutes left in the game. So
good to see.
he's back from injury.
Yeah.
He'll help the team 'cause they all got off to a pretty disappointing start, I think, for them.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the Ings. Watkins.
Isn't what's his name starter too? Traore for them.
Traore is still hurt.
Yeah.
Yes.
He comes. I think hamstring. He might be back after international break.
Yeah.
But, well, yeah, it sucks for him. Like I said, I haven't fantasy. It sucks for him though because he came back at the beginning of the season from injury, played game and a half, and then he's out again.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this international break gives some of those hurt players from every team some time to heal.
Yeah. Anything about this game you guys want to touch on? Again, goal in the 7th, goal in the 13th, and then just a bunch of yellow cards.
They
after
shared
that.
the point.
Tony's goal was Tony's
Oh,
goal was kind of cool. The touch,
the back
you know,
heel.
Yeah,
there was like a
yeah.
cross in from the right hand side, and I forget who the player was. Just
Jansen.
Jansen makes a run like kind of
Hunter
near post
Jansen.
and just gets a nice little flick on to Tony.
Good finish.
Yeah.
Other than that, like I said,
can move on.
Brentford still picking up points.
Love to see it. Love to see
Let's
it.
move on to Brighton and Everton.
Kind of an game.
Not the most fun game to watch.
Which
I'll
is
be
funny because I think
honest.
this was the game that was on NBC that day, I think, which was kind of fun.
NBCSN.
Yeah,
Is
on
that
NBCSN, which is funny because the rest of the games I think at this time were on Peacock, so kind of weird.
Yep.
But,
Um,
like, I don't know, this is not, if I look at that list, I'm like, this is not the most exciting game I want to watch.
Yeah.
yeah, you know what bothers me about this game? The logos. Both the same shade of blue and white. I don't know, it pisses me off. I don't know why.
All right, so
I don't know why it pisses me off.
into the most important parts of the game.
2-0.
Damari Gray scores a goal that probably should have been saved, and then Calvert-Lewin scores a pen.
Probably should have been saved.
Should most likely
He
have been
started
saved.
going at it with his hand, where he would have got down in time, and then just kicked his leg out and said, "Now I'm switching it up."
We're in
And-
Brighton 2-0 before this too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I think they were like one of the teams on the top of the. Were they in third when we went through the thing last week? I think.
so, yeah.
And we were like, why the fuck is Brighton up there?
Yeah. Well,
But,
it takes like 6 or 7 weeks for the table to kind of take shape.
I'm not sure.
Funny coming from the Arsenal fan with his team
Yeah,
in
right?
dead last. It really takes to that seventh week until
I'm
That's
not-
what you can't
I
base it
know.
off 3 weeks.
Well, I'm not sure if I mentioned
We're
this.
still going to be towards the bottom. I'm not trying to
You
defend
think they finish
Arsenal.
top half? Just out of the.
I think they'll finish like 9 or 10, realistically.
But I think I mentioned this. I don't know if it was last episode or the one before that. Where I was
What do you
watching.
guys think? Sorry.
No, I think they're
Just
kind
let
of.
me get
Probably,
halfway through my fucking thought and.
I'm curious now.
Oh,
Sorry.
Jesus
Run it back.
Christ!
I think they're gonna finish between like 9 and like 11 or 12 probably.
Sure, had a spite. You cutting me off. Relegated. Don't care.
Okay, I didn't ask you. I was asking him.
You said, "What do you guys
Sorry,
think?"
if he says they're relegated, that means
Top
they're probably
league, baby,
top
they're gonna
4.
win.
So, I mean, let's never go back to Brian's highlight moment of Lampard as coach of the year and got fired a month later.
Okay, that was last season, Brian. All right, we moved on from that.
You
I've
also,
grown
you
as
also
a
said Leeds was going to get relegated, and I think they finished like 10th.
last year.
They were higher. I think.
Again,
They might have been higher than
last year, Brian. I've moved on. I've matured. I've grown as a human being. All
that. I
right?
can't wait till your shitty takes this year. Brit.
Go. What were
I
you saying
love
when
it.
I cut you off?
Anyway,
So, by the way,
yeah, I knew that was going to come. I'm not even surprised. I think I mentioned it last episode or 2 episodes ago. How I thought when I was watching Everton, Damari Gray looked really good up and down on the outside. Well, look at that. I was right for once. He actually did something. He looked good.
His goal
Yeah,
was
he
actually
scored.
he made a good run too. The defense probably should have done a better job, like you guys said, but he actually made a good run to even get in that position. But that's 2 in 2 games for him, I think.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, this game ends 2-0. Like we said, Calvert-Lewin puts a pen in the 58th minute. It's kind of all I got for this one. You guys
yep.
have anything?
Nope, moving on.
All right. Let's go to this one.
get it.
The Newcastle-Southampton game. A lot of late game drama.
yeah,
Yeah.
Tons of late game drama. So the first half,
4 goal in the second half.
fucking boring as shit. We have 2 yellow cards. That's a
Yeah.
highlight of that half. And then Callum Wilson gets the goal started in the 55th minute for Newcastle.
Brian, can you say the player that scored for Southampton, please?
Might offend some people, but okay. It is Mohamed. Hang on. Elyounoussi.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how to say it, so
Elyounoussi?
it sounds pretty good.
Fucking
Sounds
no.
good to me.
He scores in the 74th
If anyone
minute.
knows
Fuck off.
how to pronounce his name, please let us know so we can not screw it up in case he scores again. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Um,
And then nothing. Extra time hits and shit
Drama.
hits the fan.
2 goals.
yeah, so I forget what, for the St. Maximin goal, I think they go down, was this one where it was a shot and it was kind of blocked off the line, just falls to him?
Yeah.
It was like a corner, and like I think Southampton were like pushing like a lot in like the 90th minute to
Yeah, it
get
was just
that
a counter.
winner. And then it was a counter attack where St. Maximin and I forget who the other. I think it was Joelinton. It was just like 2v2. And to your point, I think there's like a shot that happens and rebound and everything kind of
Yeah.
bounces back out to St. Maximin. He's just there to tap it in.
Yeah. And then, what?
JWP.
5 minutes
baby.
later, Ward Prowse and
Yeah.
a pen to break the hearts of the
All
Newcastle
the
fans.
Newcastle
yeah.
faithful.
I kind of figured he was going to be the PK taker after Ings left, but
You know what?
I
I,
guess
feel
that's
like either
set
way,
now.
he should have been, because I mean the guy can hit a fucking free
I
kick.
feel like we're due for a Ward Prowse free kick soon. Haven't had one
yeah.
yet. So
I can't
I
wait.
feel like we're due.
His free kicks are absolutely fucking insane. But
Best in the league.
Next game.
yep.
Fine
If
for-
you guys haven't noticed, we're trying to get through the games quicker, just because. Yep. Let's
Dick.
move on to Leicester Norwich. Jamie Vardy gets the first goal in the 8th minute. Kind of what we talked about. We said this before the podcast. Jamie Vardy goal. They go down the outside.
He's just never gonna
Cut the
stop
ball
scoring.
back.
I don't care how many times
Yeah.
we're like, oh, he's getting older. Doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't
The
fucking
ball's
matter.
played,
It's
on a
crazy.
diagonal back across towards the top of the box, and he's just there. He's always just there.
Just won't stop scoring. I don't care.
No.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. He
Um,
just gets into good positions.
He's smart.
You know?
He's smart.
He makes good runs.
but then Timu Puki, the guy who exploded the last time Norwich was in the Premier
Well, he
League.
exploded for the first 9 weeks and then
Yeah.
kind of fell off a cliff.
Gets a pen in the 44th minute, tie the game, and at that point, I genuinely thought like nothing else was going to happen. So at times this game just was kind of dull, in my
Yeah.
opinion. We said this again before too.
I think I was watching West Ham at this point. I don't think I even watched this game. Maybe.
I was flicking around, but we said this before too. The podcast, James Maddison non-existent and Harvey Barnes non-existent. So when they're non-existent for Leicester,
Just
they're
rely
not
on-
going to be
Just rely on Jamie
fun
Vardy.
team to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, I think all the creativity has been coming from like the wingbacks. Really, I think Ricardo Pereira has 2 assists, and
Yeah.
Jamie Vardy scoring all the goals. So it's like,
And he got the second assist, so it's like
Yeah.
I mean, but when you're like you said, when their main thing is Vardy, like between the PK spot and the 18, have your outside backs go down, play it on the ground, and cut it back, and he's I mean,
Yeah.
it's not really the play's not coming through the middle of the field.
yeah, I don't expect Madison and Harvey Barnes to keep this form up. They're 2 quality players.
They have to
They're
pick it
gonna
up, right?
they're gonna find their form eventually. Like Harvey Barnes coming off injury.
Brian goes, they have to pick it up as he's been offering him to literally every single person in our fantasy
Or
league.
when he's
Yeah.
when he's averaging 4 points a game, I can't fucking do it anymore.
Well, the best is Brian will be like, oh yeah, let me trade you like your best midfielder for Madison. Like Madison's put up 3 points in the last 2
No,
weeks. I'm not
I
doing
asked
that.
for your best midfielder for Madison and Semedo, so fuck
You dropped Semedo, and it was for my best defender. That was a horrible trade offer.
Yeah, I dropped him today.
Yeah, you literally gave me 2 worse players for 2 of my better players.
Worth a
And then
fucking
went,
shot.
is this fair? No, it's not fucking
Worth a-
fair.
Worth a fucking shot, ain't it?
All right,
It's not
but
gonna happen if you don't go for it. It's 100% of the shots you don't take. Michael Scott, Wayne Gretzky, somebody else.
Okay, next game.
Leicester and we didn't
We
even
didn't
say
say they won.
Leicester.
Sorry.
Leicester ended up taking the game in the 76th minute through an Albrighton goal, kind of like a typical Albrighton goal from like their title winning season.
Does anyone feel like Albright's like 85 years old, but he's not?
I feel like he's been in the league for 10
Yeah.
years, 15 years.
Well, he was one of the mainstays in the the title winning league or team.
Someone just bring back Drinkwater and just have a reunion. What do you
He
think?
gets loaned out everywhere now.
Man, I don't even know where he is right
He
now.
went to Chelsea and then just did absolutely nothing. Been loaned out every season since.
All right, let's move on.
Surprising result for the next game.
Yeah. That result would be West Ham United 2,
Not saying
Crystal Palace also 2.
Not saying we fucking jinxed him or anything, but
Yeah.
you know,
It's their defense. They got to figure that out.
Premier League and Pints curse is
Yeah.
alive and well still.
Scoring goals isn't their issue, and they've proven that through the first 3 games. I don't even know how many goals they had, but it's a lot. And they just brought in Zuma from Chelsea.
That was an interesting signing. I think that was one of the most interesting transfers of the.
I think that's a good signing though. And I mean, they have good wing backs in Cresswell and Soufal, but
Zuma's problem most of the time was Chelsea. Great header, by the way. He's a great ball in the air guy. He's play at his feet was always a little questionable. So
to Dan's point, they have no problem scoring goals. They have 10 goals in 3 matches. So they've also conceded 5.
10 more than Arsenal.
true.
See, even you're making fun of your own team now. Isn't it fun?
Yeah, it's great.
It's fantastic.
We have fun on this show, guys.
Yeah, but like just
Anywho.
main talking points. West Ham goal and assist for Antonio. He starts it. It
This
keeps
guy's
his
insane.
strong start of the season going. Fornals also has a lot of goal contributions to the first
He's got a
3
few
games
assists,
too.
Yep.
And then on the other side of things, Conor Gallagher, 2 goals.
Just who you'd think.
Yeah.
The exact guy you think would get 2 for Palace.
Yeah. He could have
Saha
a
kind of
big-
like not alive, huh?
No.
We say that every year about him.
And then he'll score like 3 weeks in a row, and we'll be like, "Wow, Zaha looks great now."
And then we go back to saying he's not alive.
He's
and
like one of the most inconsistent players,
Then-
I feel like, in the
He's a
Premier
hot
League.
goal player.
Then the
yeah.
winter transfer will come out, and then he'll get rumored to go everywhere, and then go nowhere,
and then
stick with Palace again.
Yeah, then they'll say he wants out, but then he'll be the captain of Palace for their next game.
Yeah.
No one fucking knows.
They are starting to bring in players around them, though, so
At least
should
they're
be
trying.
interesting.
Townsend was a good signing for them.
That was a good sign. But yeah, this game ends.
Townsend went to Everton.
Less Palace and went to Everton. Bad signing for Palace. They're like,
Awful
No,
signing.
They got They got Edouard from Celtic. It should be pretty good.
Yeah, I tried to get him. I think like the second day he was on waivers for fantasy. and
I got him.
Yeah, I know. I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it.
all right, the game of
anyway,
the week. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, game of the week. So Liverpool, Chelsea. Honestly, this game for the first half,
Great game.
phenomenal game.
Incredible. Exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, back and forth.
Yeah.
Both teams are playing hard. They were both going hard into challenges. There was chances on, each goal, each keeper was getting tested a little bit.
The battle between Lukaku and the center backs from Liverpool was exactly what we'd hoped it would be. A little give and take. Like he would win a couple times, he would get beat a couple times.
Yeah.
He turned Matip, I think, once inside out.
Yeah. I just love having Lukaku in the Premier League.
It's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like it was one team possessed the ball for 5 minutes, then the next team possessed the ball. It was a battle in midfield. One team would attack, one team would counter,
Yeah.
then they possess the ball around the 8. It was just so
It was
back and
great.
forth. It wasn't like just a game that was won and lost in the midfield. But then,
Interesting goal.
Nice goal.
Nice, very nice. A little glancing, I guess,
Yeah.
kind of header. From like a floated header, I guess you would say. But
yeah, so it was off corner, right? Yeah, Reece James plays in the corner. Havertz runs, he's like top of the 6 near post, and just flicks it on, and it just floats perfectly far post, side netting, nothing Alisson could do at all. And when you watch it back, he kind of just got lost in, I guess, in the bodies in the 18 because there was nobody near him when he went for that ball. He wasn't challenged once. It wasn't like he had to battle somebody for positioning. He kind of got lost, and he made Liverpool pay.
and then the moment that changes the game.
Mad scramble in front of the Chelsea net to the point where who shot it where he knocked it off?
I'm not even sure.
But
I've probably watched that replay 100 times too, and I don't even
so
remember.
there's
the
a
kick.
scramble in front of the net. Reece James is on the right post. Ball comes in, hits his leg, hits his arm.
Ball stays out, essentially.
Ball stays out. It's knocked around a little bit. It goes to VAR. Clearly hits his hand in the 18. Originally, I thought, okay, it's PK.
Well, let's break it down. Do we think it was a PK?
Yes.
Do we think it deserved a red card?
That's what I was going to get to. I thought it was a PK 100%, and I didn't think it was a red card. But then when they slow it down, you could see it hits his leg, and his arm kind of swipes at it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's where it's a red card. If his arm stayed there and it just hit his arm, I think it's unlucky. But it's that swiping motion where I think it's like, oh, that was intentional. He kept it off the line. It's a red.
I don't know. Like, I know his arm moves after it hits his arm, but you'd have to have like ninja-like reflexes in real time to know that ball's gonna hit your thigh, hit your arm, and swipe it out in a millisecond.
It just doesn't seem like a natural arm movement, though. It seems like it's obviously moving it to keep it out. Yeah, your reaction time has to be fast, but it
has to be crazy.
It hits the leg, but no, it looks intentional when the replay shows.
I said if it hits his leg and
he knows what he's doing,
and his arm's by his side, and it just hits his arm, and his arm just goes back, or it just stays. Then I don't think it's a red, but it's that swiping motion that he does do. He barely gets, like, he hits his arm, and then he swipes at it, kind of. That's where the red comes in.
Okay, but this is where a lot of people talked about after the game. Was yes, it was a red card. Yes, it was a pen, but how it was dealt with on the field was very confusing, because they show who's the ref for this game. Is it? Did they say
Anthony Taylor.
Anthony Taylor. So they show Anthony Taylor walk over to the monitor.
Oh, yes.
Looks at a still image of the play, turns around, calls a pen, and calls a red card. Doesn't watch the video, just so at that point, he doesn't know if his arm's swinging forward, if his arm is still, if his arm is back. He has no, what am I thinking, like context around, he's just looking at a still picture.
But
I don't care. I don't care if they're telling him in his ear. He has to look at himself.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
And he might have saw it live too. He just needed the picture confirmation. But I understand like the context behind it. But it's still clearly hitting his arm. It's kind of near. It's near his body, but it's away from his body.
Yeah.
It's kind of like getting the problem right, but doing it completely wrong. You know
I was gonna say I think it's the right call, the right card, but they went about it the wrong way.
Like, I think there was definitely some
Should
outrage afterwards based on just how it was handled.
Yeah. A couple of Chelsea players got carded after that, I think, like arguing with the player or the ref.
Yeah, so Rudiger gets one for arguing, and then
the pen goes in.
It goes in. Mendy went to kick the ball back, and it was Henderson.
Yeah.
He went to kick it back into the net.
Yeah.
Because Mendy went to go poke it away, and he went up kicking Mendy in the foot, or like just barely clipping him or whatever. And then Mendy got pissed off. I don't know if that's when Mendy got up and went after him. So that's where Mendy got his card. So crazy, and this is all right on the moment for halftime.
Yeah.
This pen went in the 50th minute, technically. 45th minute plus 5 minutes. So the 45th minute happens and all hell breaks loose.
And at this point, like, it's been a great game, and the red card is going to completely change you just know. I mean, there's no matter what and how quality your team is, if you go down a player, it changes the
especially as a team like Liverpool where you're down a man, they'll make it known. They're going to possess the hell of the ball. They're going to create chances. And they did for the most part in the second half, but Chelsea's back line
looked great.
Looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, they were diving for everything. They were breaking up chances. They were a tight, compact group and just weren't going to give away a cheap goal. That was basically what they decided.
No, they played great. And again, to Garrett's point, like you said, that red card just ruined what could have been the most fun game that we would have seen in, like a few weeks.
Yeah, and it wasn't like Chelsea rolled over. I mean, they had a few chances on the counter that were decent chances on the counter.
Yeah, and I would just say I think even before the red card, I think it was a good back and forth game, really good game overall. But I think Chelsea were probably the better of the two teams and had really good quality chances going forward. So that red card was really impacted them for that second half too, because I think they probably could have got the winner away, which is a valuable 3 points at Anfield.
And like Garrett said, Chelsea did have their chances down a man, and whenever they clear the ball, and Lukaku is just sitting at the 50, and he holds the ball and he tried to turn and he beat his man, even though it was him versus 2-3 players and he's waiting for someone else to join him, every single time I was like, well, he's most likely going to score here. He just looks so threatening going forward on counterattacks. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, we can go.
Let's move on. This is probably the real game of the week, Burnley and Leeds.
Not talking about it, I don't even care.
It's 1-1. Chris Wood for Burnley, Patrick Bamford. Kind of a weirdish goal.
The one you can say is the two players you would expect to score in this game, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. The two strikers.
Let's move on.
Next game.
Tottenham at home against Watford. Tottenham win 1-0.
Cool goal.
On
kind of.
a Son goal. He has a free kick to the right of the goal, right? Yeah. And he swings in a right footer, and it's in the perfect spot where the keeper can't go. Because if someone flicks it on before he gets there, it's in the back of the net. He has to stay and try and judge a shot.
It's a perfect
and the ball just bounces, and it's just curling to the far post, and it just goes in. Nobody touches it. People may say, oh, why the keeper should did better. He's so far out. But it's such a difficult spot because you can't go get it.
Yeah.
You have to wait until maybe someone gets a flick on, and by the time
you're kind of hoping the defenders can get there, too, and at least get head or foot on it. But no.
Best case scenario for the keeper there is someone on Tottenham gets a piece of it, and it goes right at him. That's the best case scenario for a ball like that.
But Spurs 3-0 coming off strong.
3-0. Kane gets the first start, I guess, of the season. Right?
Yeah.
But I think the real star is Son this year so far.
I don't fucking need Kane.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't see how Kane doesn't leave in the winter transfer window, but that's just me.
I don't fucking need him.
Where's he going?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Can't be United. Could be City again.
Could be.
PSG.
Oh, I have a good rant in a little bit.
PSG.
I just want to put out there. He won't leave England.
He won't?
He won't leave England.
No, I think he'll stay, yeah.
Mbappe's probably going to leave us a PSG for him. Last game of the weekend.
Wolves could have used him.
Yeah.
They're probably the best team without
They deserve so much more.
without winning a game so far. They've been the better of the team in a lot of the games they've played in this season so far. They were the much better of the two teams, I think, between Wolves and United.
Yeah, so Wolves at home lose to Man United 1-0.
Varane makes a debut.
Yeah, Varane gets the start, makes his debut. Listen, Wolves, for the most part, I think look much more threatening going forward than United. United didn't really have much on the attack for most of this game. Towards the end, they started getting a couple chances. But every time United gave the ball up in, right on the 50, Wolves were immediately pressing for the goal. I think, their counter attack was great. They just couldn't finish.
Traore needs to learn how to finish.
Yeah,
oh my God. He's so bad.
One of his chances, fucking Fred decides, I'm going to pass it right to fucking Wolves forward. He is dog shit. I never want to see him in the field again.
Remember when he said that about Pogba last year? And then Pogba popped off?
I've been saying about Fred for 3 years, yet to pop off. So the curse isn't that accurate.
He scored in the first game.
He did.
Yeah.
Just stating facts,
but
man. Just stating facts.
but Mason Greenwood, he is so good at scoring where it's a tight angle. This one he gets the ball from Varane after kind of a scramble in the box. It gets played out to Greenwood. He's on the right side. The keeper's left. Hits it low and hard, far post. Keeper gets a hand on it. I think he can do better, but I think there's enough pace on it where he just gets there too late, and it finds its way in the back of the net. The controversy, which I thought should have been a bigger deal, was the Pogba slide. Before that,
should have been a red.
To win the ball, he slides, studs up, gets the ball, but you see, I don't know who it is on Wolves.
Red.
You see his.
Does he get the ball?
It's a red.
Yeah, he gets the ball.
It's a red card.
I don't know if he does.
It's 100% a red
Well, you
card.
see his studs.
It's a foul.
It's a red card.
Get the shin guard of the Wolves player.
It's a red card.
I think because he doesn't make a big deal out of it, the Wolves player, he just doesn't get the call.
It's a red
I
card.
think it should get reviewed.
He's on the ground. He's rolling on the ground. He's trying to get the call.
But I mean, on impact, he looked at the ref first, then went down. If you watch the replay, he looks at the ref, then he doesn't go down right away.
100% a red card.
Regardless, it's a foul.
It's a foul. No, I'm just saying. I think that's why the ref didn't call it
that.
immediately.
Yeah.
But I think it should have went to VAR. The goal should have been disallowed. And if you're gonna say if the ruling for a red card is out of control, studs up with force, he didn't hit him completely, but he's out of control with his studs up. It's still a red. I do agree.
Like, the still image was not good. I mean, like,
No.
I think a lot of the Wolves players even posted the still image.
It's maybe about
saying
maybe like the toe, like the toe of Pogba gets him. But if that's an inch more to the right, he's going right to this guy's fucking shin bone.
Yeah.
Like, you see his shin guard move. Again, I would love to defend United, but there's just no defending that. Like, they slow it down. You see the image, you see the replay. But luckily, we get the 3 points. There was one time, I think it was a corner, De Gea made 2 phenomenal saves. One right at him, he couldn't hold it, and he just threw up his left hand.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
that was a great
he
save.
had a great game.
I think it was Marcel. He was like right inside the 6-yard box, and
He's a volley, and De Gea just
it was
reacted.
like a header, and then it went right to his foot, and he shot it, and De Gea's
He had a
strong
great
hand,
game.
Yeah.
Again,
You know who didn't have a good game? Sancho. He looked invisible. He did absolutely nothing.
Didn't even know he was there.
He did less than nothing.
it was.
He's on my fantasy team. That's why I know this.
Did you trade for him?
Yeah. Trade Grealish for him.
But looking at the lineup United put out, that's the back line that I want to see the rest of the year with Maguire around in the middle, Shaw, Wamasaka on the outside. And then Sancho didn't do much. Dan James didn't do much. Fucking see you later anyway. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Let's go. Pick up fantasy, baby.
Fred.
Let's go Leeds.
You think he'll start?
Fred,
No.
fuck you. So, but I hear what you're saying.
All right.
But anyway,
No.
that wraps up game week. Trace?
Okay, do you want my rant to transition into the transfers, or would you like me to...
Can I just
go
do one
trans-
thing?
Say
After
the
game
fucking-
week 3,
Say the fucking
top
title.
4, Tottenham, West Ham, United, Chelsea. And the only reason I want to do this, the relegation battle, bottom 3, Wolves, Norwich, dead last Arsenal. Let's fucking go. Garrett rant.
All right, this has to do with like the transfers and just like the how each team gets judged, and I'm so tired of hearing the City slander of like, oh, they fucking buy their titles, they only just buy world class players. United has bought almost just as many players, and in this window have bought Ronaldo, Varane, and Sancho, and yet somehow have less expectation than City. Like, I'm sorry, but if United doesn't win the league this year, they're somehow still not going to get as much shit as if City didn't win the league this year.
For the record, I am a Man United fan. And I slightly agree with that statement.
Like how is there, like, it's United. We're such a big club, United. Yeah. How do they not have more expectation and pressure? I don't understand.
I think a lot of it has to do with the owners, like, just the oil money that City has.
Like, I get we got money, but shit, like, listen to the players that they just signed.
I think the other thing is, too, I mean, you look at the last, few years, and I want to rip my heart out saying this, City have been the better team the past couple of years. And I think that's why. United haven't won anything in a while, so that's why there's not that much pressure or disappointment if they don't win, because City's been winning. I think that might be a reason.
It also goes to the history of the clubs too. Like, United have always been, a top club, a big club. It wasn't until a couple of years ago, I think, until City really
2010 is when they
first won the league, but
transferred everything.
So they kind of went from nothing, middle of the pack, lower. I don't even know where they were before that, but middle of the pack to title favorites, winning titles every other year now. So it's like, I don't know.
It's like all you hear is like about, like I said, the United people. Oh, you're such a big small club, and you guys are never going to be. And then like they sign these 3, literally, everyone knows them. At least any soccer or football fan knows who they are, and it's still they don't have the expectation to win. Like it's crazy to me, and I don't know if that's just a me thing or like.
I think they have the expectation now. I don't know. Like I do think City, people still think City should win the league, but I think United should be right up there with them.
I said, as a United fan, I agree with you that not that many people have that expectation on them. Not as much as they should, but I mean, I know me personally, I definitely have like big expectations from them now, just because of their signings, because Rashford's going to come back, because Cavani's going to come back, just because of we knowing who we have coming back. That makes me excited, and that's why I think I'm one of those people who do think if they don't win the league or at least get second, this year was a complete
No, not
failure.
second. It's got to be you got to win the
just
league.
win, right?
Yeah.
Second's shit.
But I'm saying for me, they have to finish top 2, or this year's a failure. It has to be close.
United fans have been saying, we need a defender, and then we can push for the league. We need a defender. You got a defender. You got Varane.
We need a striker.
Yeah.
You signed fucking Ronaldo. Like, what's your excuse? If you don't win this year, what's your excuse?
I agree with you.
Ole?
No, there's one word for if we don't win the league.
If you say fucking Fred, I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
That'd be 2 words. I was gonna say Fred, not fucking Fred, but fuck you, Fred. Anyway,
Out of curiosity, just what's the betting odds for the title right now? If you look it up,
what's supposed to look it up?
just type in Premier League Championship odds. I'm just curious to know like if this transfer window shifted anything.
Well, wait till my fucking computer starts to load. Before we do that, we can just run through
Some important signings.
So yeah, summer transfer window.
Oh, this is every signing.
Closed.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean we can kind of pick and choose. Should we talk about?
We'll talk about the Arsenal ones first.
Yeah. So Arsenal, obviously we knew this already. Ben White, best defender in the world. So happy to have him at Arsenal. Dan's thrilled.
I'm happy to have him at Arsenal. Like I
Because
think he's going to
he's
improve
healthy.
our team. Yeah, he's better than Rob Holding and Callum Chambers. So sorry, go ahead.
But Ramsdale. So here's the best thing about Ramsdale coming into over here probably. The best thing about Ramsdale, same fucking thing.
That's May
It's
22nd.
like,
it's not
you're
going to
say the whole relegation thing. We don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
We
so
don't know,
fucking
but
funny. Every team he transfers to, that team goes down nearly immediately.
I think he'll actually have. if that happens, it'll be unreal.
It'd be the worst omen to have as a
I think
professional
he's
player.
actually not a bad keeper though.
He's not.
Like,
No, he's
He just
not.
gets fucking lucky.
yeah, I mean he's played 2 games for us already. I think he's kept 2 clean sheets. Like so far I'm impressed with it.
That's so funny though.
With him, not it.
Just
They're
real quick-
still tied for
as
third odds.
as of 3 days
Crazy to me.
ago. Man City's 1-1 to win it. Chelsea's 5-2. Liverpool and United are 5-1.
and then Tottenham's 33-1.
And then 100-1 for
The rest of the league.
pretty much anyone else.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I'm not even. You want me to go again? Another name for Arsenal? Here we go.
This is actually a big
Tomiyasu?
signing for them. So
Takahiro Tomiyasu.
I gotta be honest.
From where? Bologna?
yep.
Bologna. Bologna. He's a deli meat.
You're so
Sorry,
loud.
I know I'm yelling. That's just funny to me.
Jesus. Fucking ears are bleeding over here.
Deli meat. Sorry.
But I honestly don't know much about him. But I've been watching like a couple of videos. Just obviously, we signed him. I need to know what he's like and what he's about. He's like a workhorse. He's like a Kieran Tierney kind of player, I think, which is what we need.
He's your right back. Is that what he's gonna be?
I think he plays either center, right back, or like right back.
They said he was versatile. That was why they
Yeah.
signed him. That was part of their reasoning.
And just watching his video, he's like a lockdown, like good one-on-one defender. He's pretty pacey, and he seems like he's strong on the ball. So hopefully he's a good fit.
Will he start?
I hope so.
Good, because I need to pick up a fantasy back. Perfect.
Me
my-
too.
where's
So
Where's my phone?
Looks like a bidding war is about to ensue.
I'm in there.
Any other big signings?
This just went through the
Saul.
Odegaard, but
No,
Oh,
Odegaard.
for-
Odegaard officially signs. But
Yeah.
yeah.
For Chelsea,
Saul.
Saul. That goes through today. The Palace signing.
how do you say it?
He just said it before.
I don't remember that.
It's just read
It's
it.
something Edward.
Odson Edouard.
Oatson. I was gonna say.
Was
gonna say
I
Osuna.
might have said his first
Keep
name wrong,
scrolling.
Osuna.
but he should be an improvement on Benteke, I think, for at least for Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Townsend to Everton.
Well, that's old. That was
Yeah,
me. I just
wasn't
fucked up
that.
before. Don't mind me. I'll be over here.
James to Leeds.
Dan James to Leeds.
That's the biggest one, I think. One of the biggest ones.
yeah. So he's out. And you know what's funny?
All I'm saying is I picked up in fantasy. I just need like a Lingard type season out of him here. Where just
There
leaves
was-
United and has a great time.
He was saying something about how he made a comment how he went onto the field and the Leeds fans were louder, but the Leeds fans were shouting like "you're shit" or something. You wouldn't even play for us.
Yeah, they said
Like,
yeah.
they were talking shit to him.
He
And
might
was like,
not.
It's actually really funny though.
Yeah. Anything going on with Leicester? No,
West Ham bringing in a couple players.
really. I'm still not over it. Cristiano Ronaldo is back in United.
I just realized we didn't really like make a big deal out of that yet.
oh,
until
I fucking put up a TikTok.
well,
about
yeah,
it,
we
though.
did put up a TikTok midweek for it.
He's fucking home, and he's got the number 7 shirt.
He did get the 7.
Cavani
today.
gives it up.
They got special permission to give him the
I don't know
7.
why, 'cause it's fucking Cristiano Ronaldo. God damn.
His whole brand is CR7. So
Yeah, so-
I was like,
And he left.
It's kind of tough not to have it.
He left Portugal 6 days sooner than he was supposed to go to Manchester to get his quarantining in, to get ready.
He's-
Fucking amped because he's probably going to start after international break.
This is how I picture the conversation with like Cavani went. It was like a guy sharpening a fucking knife and was like, "So, Ronaldo asked for the number 7. You got any problems with that?"
He's
And he
taking
went,
the shirt.
No, sir.
"Nope, have it. Take it. Fucking back."
You know, he wears 21 for Argentina, Cavani. So,
Oh, I thought they were gonna say Ronaldo, but he's not Argentinian.
but
Crazy
Cavani's
if he was.
Uruguayan.
Yeah,
the fuck? Are you
I
talking
meant Uruguay. I meant Uruguay. My bad. They're both blue and white. Who gives a fuck? I just offended 2 countries at once there. Yikes.
Somebody
Oh,
off.
no.
Oh, don't cut that
We're
out.
getting canceled.
Editors.
We don't have editors.
I know we don't edit anything.
I edit TikToks.
We make TikToks. That's it.
The other one I want to talk
But yeah,
about
I'm
is
thrilled about that.
Emerson Royale to Tottenham.
Tottenham. That was a big like deadline day back and forth, may or may not happen type thing.
Didn't he like just sign for Barcelona too?
Okay, so this is what happened.
What happened there?
So Emerson signed for Barca last year, got loaned out, I forget where. Came back, they announced him on August 2nd.
Okay, he got loaned-
and said, "Here you go. He's a Barcelona player. He's like his dream to play for us. We're not letting him go anywhere." Then he gets loaned out on August 20, whatever the fuck it was, August
Adios.
30th.
Yeah.
yeah,
He was
3
like, "Well,
weeks
my
later.
time here was short." Yeah, no shit.
Oh man.
Any other big transfers before we move on here?
That was all I had.
Ronaldo's fucking back. I don't care about anything
All right,
else
so
in the
now do we
world.
want to do... We have 2 options here. We could either do Premier League-based TikTok segments, or we do USA now, but that would be kind of a weird jump back to Premier League after.
Just do Premier League.
Then we should do Premier League?
We also
Okay.
have to preview next week's games. If you want to run through that.
Are we not doing another episode, or no? Is that not a thing?
Oh, yeah, shit. International
We have
break.
another
Never
week
mind.
next
We'll do
week.
another episode.
Yeah, we have a whole nother week.
Let's do Premier League now.
Okay, that's what I think.
Next
too.
week, we'll do all the international games and preview the EPL games.
All right, so we're going to do... All right, so the first segment we're going to do, it's a nice TikTok trend. We're going to do this or that. We're going to give 2 players, and they're just going to pick, or whoever's not asking the question is going to pick which one they prefer. So I'll go first. If you guys want to ask one, we could do maybe 3. If you guys have 2 players that are kind of close, you want to
Sure.
go between...
I'll have to think of something.
Okay, my first one is Kieran Tierney, Lucas Dean.
Lucas Dean.
All right, why?
All right, listen. I think Kieran Tierney is a very good outside back. He's good defending. He's good getting forward. The only issue is, I think Lucas Dean has just right now better quality of players around him, so he stands out better. That's kind of the only argument I have, to be
That's
honest
also
with you.
kind of your argument against him too.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean,
Not a great
It's the
argument.
players around him that make
it
him
is,
better.
but yeah, you're probably right.
No, but like this is a tough one, honestly.
I thought
Yeah.
these were a very good
It's a
matchup.
I'm
good
trying to find
question.
I'm trying to find an argument for both of them, and I'm struggling right
Because
now.
I think going forward, obviously Tierney's he's pretty good. I think Digne has a better service into the box.
That's what I was going to say as well.
But I think Tierney's probably more threatening going forward in terms of link-up play and consistently bombing up the side of the pitch. But I also think he's probably a better defender than Digne too. So
yeah, I agree. I agree with this. I think Digne has a better service. I would say like going towards goal, Tierney's a better player.
yeah.
Going towards the sideline, Digne's a better player
Yeah.
in those circumstances.
If I were to take one outside back to work the way on the field.
God, don't say outside back. I can't with that shit again. I fucking commented
Who
back on
fucking
500
cares?
people last
Nobody
year.
gives a shit. Fuck you.
Yes,
TikTok. I don't
they
care.
do. I had to
What
answer
do
all of
they
them.
call it? Right back?
Well, they're left backs, so it would be
Like-
weird for you to say that.
So, on the outside, when he plays outside back, because I don't even fuck what TikTok says, and I certainly don't care what he
I
thinks.
can't wait to edit all this out.
Go for it. I think
You
if
said you don't edit anything.
yeah, right.
It's true.
If I had to pick one of the two, better. If I had to pick one of the two to cut in and take a shot, I'm going Tierney. Like you said, but if I had to pick one of them to play ball in, it's Digne. But I think right now, you look at both of them, and again, it could be because Digne has better players around him, or it just could be, I don't know. I just think he's better for some reason. I'm trying to make an argument for both of them, but I would prefer Digne. I just think he fits into his system that he's playing in better than Tierney does, and again, probably because the players around him right now.
Did you officially answer? Would your
It's probably a little biased, but I do think probably Tierney.
Okay. I just wanted to. I was.
That's fair.
What about you? Quick synopsis.
Quick synopsis. I guess Tierney. I mean, again, I haven't seen him play as much. Like I used to watch Digne on Barca, and I watched Digne at Everton, so it's less of a sample size for me. Because Tierney was hurt last year a lot, so it's like hard. But like from what I've seen, like Tierney can make Tierney. That was weird. Fuck, did I say that? Tierney.
You combined the two.
He can he can make a lot happen by himself. Where I think Digne needs like the help around him. So I think that's the slight argument.
Yeah,
there.
and I think like
Fair.
Tierney's like always the bright spot in like such a dark team.
Dark hole that I have to
Yeah.
watch.
All right, so that was the first. This or that.
Dan,
Anyone
do-
else got another one?
Dan, do you have one?
I'm
trying to think of one. Between a couple forwards.
All right, I'll go. Yeah, I was gonna do forwards.
All right,
actually, right
do
now.
forwards.
All right, and then I don't base it just on like current form, based on like long term.
Right.
Antonio
Okay.
or Calvert-Lewin.
Shit. It's actually a good one. Not current form, right? It's not this or
Just
that right
overall
now.
playing,
It's
yeah.
overall.
I mean, both are off to a good start to the season too.
Yeah,
so-
I would say I lean towards Antonio. I think the biggest knock against him is staying healthy most of the time.
Yeah.
When he's actually healthy, he's arguably one of the best strikers in the league. Top 3, probably. And, I mean, he knows how to finish. He knows how to use his body. He's got a big body. He uses it well. He can hold up play. He's decent in the air. He can create as well, which we kind of saw this last week. I think Calvert-Lewin has his bright spots, but he also kind of, he kind of disappears sometimes. And I think that's, like, if he's not scoring, he's kind of not doing anything. You know what I mean? Kind of one of those. Mm-hmm. So that's why I would lean Antonio.
If you're talking, like you said, long term, I'm gonna go Calvert-Lewin. I just think you look at what he's done for Everton. He's always kind of he's always for them in the right spot at the right time. I mean, like I said, yes, at times can he disappear for 89 minutes? Sure, but in the 90th minute, when that ball's sitting there, he's always in the right position, and he's just a natural born finisher. So he'll put it in that 90th minute. Again, okay, you disappear for 89 minutes, but if you score the game winner or you get the tying goal in the 90th minute, no one really gives a shit what you did for the other 89 minutes.
Part of the reason why DNA looks so good. He's on the end of a lot of his crosses.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think long term, I'm going to go Calvert-Lewin just because you look at what he's done. He's just so reliable for that team, like I said, and the ball's in his foot within the 18, 9 times out of 10, he's going to finish it. So.
Oh, the amount of editing these are going to take is going to be a fucking
it's gonna be
nightmare.
a
I can't
nightmare.
wait. It's going to be good content.
That's gonna suck.
Happy for it. All right, you want to throw one?
Oh, God, I was going to use Antonio, you dumb bitch, Dan, you piece of shit.
I mean, you can use a midfielder. You can use another defender. You can use center backs. You can use
Whatever you want.
whatever you want.
I know, I'm trying to think.
You could even use
keepers.
past players. You could be like prime Suarez versus prime somebody. You could
Anyone
do
else that hits Suarez.
goalkeepers. You could do fucking literally anything. There's so many players that have played the Premier
I know,
League.
but I'm trying to think of players that are even
Close?
Yeah. That's all right. Let's do Son and Mane.
It's an interesting one. Okay.
What do you guys got?
Want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Sure. Depends. We have the same answer. We have different answers.
See, the only reason
We were allowed to have the same
Yeah, go,
answer.
say it on
The
three.
only reason
One,
I suggest
Alright.
okay.
1,
Two,
2,
three.
3.
Son.
Go ahead,
There
you
you go.
first.
Okay.
The only reason I suggest these two is because Son his partner's Kane. Mane kind of has the Salah partnership. So I kind of picked the lesser of the two in the partnership.
Yeah, I mean, the lesser is a stretch.
I
I
know,
mean, people
you know
argue
what
the
I mean.
Mane and Salah thing all the time.
You know
but,
what I mean?
I just think Son all around is a better player. Like, I don't know. I think he makes the players around him better than Mane does, which is going to get a lot of shit, I'm sure. But I think Son's more dangerous without having the partner around him. Like, he can make things happen by himself, whereas I think Mane benefits highly from having the front three that Liverpool has had around him for the past few seasons. That's pretty much it. I mean, they're close. It's not like this is a fucking landslide. I mean, this is two of the best players in the league.
Yeah, it could really go either way. I agree with what you said. I think Son, to your point, he can finish, and he's very threatening going forward. I think he's proven that this season and last season alone, but it's not just these 2 seasons. It's, prior to that as well. Mane, don't get me wrong. Like, Mane's a great player, and he was great for Southampton, and that's why he got his big money move to Liverpool. And he continues to perform, continues to score and assist. But I just think, even without Kane, Son has proven that he can score. He can take on, the responsibilities of scoring and assisting and providing. Mane, I feel like he can as well, but I feel like he is a little more reliant on the people around him.
Yeah, it's kind of the same argument. I mean, it's hard to argue. It's not like this is like picking fucking hairs, basically. So
I think the term for splitting hairs. But
splitting hairs, you're correct.
Yeah. Oh, that was everyone's.
I can pick a hair. Fuck it.
You can. All right. So the other.
I pick Carrot Top.
Okay. So the other, I guess you want to call it the TikTok content I want to talk about, is EA Sports has put out their shortlist for their Player of the Month for August. I want to get your guys' take on. Give me who do you think should be the 2 finalists? Between you have Alonso, Antonio, Benrahma, Dyer, Gray, and Greenwood. I mean, they've all had very good starts to the season. They've all had very good month of August. So this is the short list for EA Sports. Well, I want to hear your top 2. If there was to be a final, you have to vote between 2 of them. Who would your top 2 be in that final for the Player of the Month of August between these 6 players?
I think we probably have the same 2.
I think I actually changed my answer from earlier.
Did you?
I did.
All right, Dan, who do you got for 2?
My 2 would be Antonio and Greenwood.
Garrett?
I think I'm going to go Antonio and Dyer. I think we're overlooking defense in this.
I'm going Antonio and Gray. So, common theme here, we all went Antonio.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's.
But, I mean, you got to think. I mean, Tottenham has shut out at least 2, if not all. Did they let 1 in once? They shut out City. They shut out who they just played.
Wolves. And they shut out. Yeah, they might have no goals.
They might have no goals against. Yeah. So, I mean, you got to give a little bit of credit to their defense. And I think Dyer, as much as some people I know really don't like Dyer.
I don't like him.
Dan doesn't like him. Yeah. I mean, he's played well. So
I just think, listen, Antonio's an obvious choice right now for August. But I think Gray is, since he came over for the Bundesliga, I think he didn't miss a beat. He kind of fits right into the style of play in the Premier League. And he got off to a hot start with a new team and a new, kind of formation, a new way they play. And I think that alone is just impressive. When you go from one league to the next league, and it's pretty much the smoothest transition, and you could contribute to your team right away. That's why I think it'd be him and Antonio for the 2.
Yeah, we all agree that Antonio is the Player of the Month for August.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure we're all.
We all have him.
Yeah.
Just making sure we're all on the same page there. But I just like to give a little shout out to the defense. They don't always get the love.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Alonso's in there.
True, but none of us picked him, which is my point.
But no, that's just
Benrahma could get a shot too. He had 2 goals and 2 assists.
But no, that's just kind of what I don't know.
All right,
scrolling through, that's kind of what I wanted to ask you guys.
Yeah, we have plenty of segments now that we are going to have to cut, clip, and check on our TikTok at League Pints.
And it's not just TikTok. That's all the social medias, guys.
So we'll bring back. All right, we said we were going to bring back Overrated, Underrated. We'll do that next week.
Yeah.
Because this was this or that. We'll switch it around. We'll do that next week. We'll do our favorite. We'll come up with some good players to do that on. So.
Yeah. And for next week, like I said, it's international break right now for the Premier League. World Cup qualifiers are going on. Yesterday and today? Or
tonight in an hour.
So we'll preview game week 4 on the next episode. We'll recap a little bit of the World Cup qualifiers that have been going on this week. And like I said, in an hour, America, was it Honduras?
El Salvador.
El Salvador.
So close. You're just really like fucking up countries
Not
tonight,
good
huh?
at geography. Not
So
at all.
close. Almost
Yeah.
had it.
Doesn't matter. We're America. Even though we have no Pulisic, we're going to beat the shit out of them. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, Pulisic.
Don't say that.
Pulisic and
Wait, what time's the game?
10:05.
Ooh, loud shout.
Pulisic and Stefan both not playing. Both did not travel with the team for this game. So
I feel like goalkeeping is actually an area we're kind of okay in right now.
which is funny because I thought we sucked, but
We did.
Turner had
So
an
did I.
incredible tournament.
Turner's
so
great. Horvath, he
Listen.
proved himself too. I mean,
the coach's son, Horvath, who just looks like he's only there because he knows somebody, had the game of his life.
yeah. Gets subbed into the finals of the
Yeah, saves a
what's it?
pen.
What league?
Gold Cup, wasn't it? No,
No.
Nations League. UEFA Nations League.
Yeah,
No, not UEFA. Had to just be CONCACAF Nations League.
Yeah.
That it was.
UEFA.
UEFA. I'm like, that's not right. Yeah, I mean, goalkeeping. We've apparently, I don't know, raised some studs somewhere. It's out of nowhere, but it happened.
All right, here's the starting 11.
I'm sure this is my favorite part of this because it's like you just read through. It's like Dest, Barca, Adams, Leipzig, Reina, Dortmund, McKinney, Juventus, Sargent,
Norwich.
now Norwich.
Brendan Aronston's Leipzig.
Fuck yeah.
He's one of the Red Bulls.
Yo, your boy's playing.
Who?
Timmy Ream.
I can't stand fucking Tim Ream. How does he still make our
Conrad
lineup? I don't
starter?
understand. I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yedlin, where the hell is he?
He's in like Galatasaray or something.
Yeah, I
was
think
somewhere,
he?
I think.
Was he in Newcastle for a
I
while?
will say, looking at
He
this
was.
lineup though, Miles Robinson did have a great tournament for the Gold Cup.
He's center back, right?
So I'm happy to see him play again. I think he looked very well.
I guess
Very good
we're
job.
going to wait until next episode to talk about it. But it's America, right? We're Americans.
We said that?
I said, well, next episode we're going to touch on all the
Oh, okay.
yeah, but we're going right now because
Well, that was just, our quick. The lineups came out. We're excited. Fuck
Yeah,
off. You don't
that's
want
all
to
America.
If you're not from America, then you could just skip this part. We're happy you listen to the rest of it. So, hey.
Yeah.
Yep.
We do have some listeners. I think we have one from Sweden. Always listens.
Oh, yeah?
What a guy.
Is that it?
I'm done.
Wrap it up?
That's it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're watching, it's Premier League and Pints on YouTube. Premier League and Pints on pretty much all podcast platforms. At League Pints on Twitter.